showdown. As we'll see, the Vanderbilt Commodores taking on the 13th ranked team in the land, the LSU Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. LSU ready to kick it away to get things started. On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. So the Vanderbilt Commodores offense takes the field for the first time today. And there he is. To this team's fans, he is a heroic figure. He is the guy who can lead them to the promised land.
This guy has been in big games, in big moments, and he's delivered for his football team. It never seems like a situation is just too big for him. This obviously is a huge game. I cannot wait to see this guy compete.
Oh, he drops the football. He had him right down the gut of the field. Instead, it'll be second down. Hall to go up top. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab.
Man, I love those guys that are willing to put their body on the line, and he does it right here, man. Just lays out. That ball's coming in. You can see it from several yards out, making that play, laying out, keeping the football from touching the turf. Great concentration, great effort by the receiver.
And he's able to shed one tackle and pick up pretty good yardage. In a competitive conference like the SEC, you just can't afford to start 0-1 if you want to chase a championship. Really important to get off to a good start.
No doubt, in the SEC, you've got to set the tone early. It's all about creating momentum out of the gate. Both of these teams had this game circled all offseason, David. They know what's riding on the line.
Yeah, so much riding on the line. Who gets to Atlanta down the road? Bragging rights, recruiting rights, all this stuff. Once you get in conference play, it means a lot every single week.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. From the gun to give, looking for room. And they try the middle of this stout defense, and they rise to the challenge.
Well, this is a defense that we know takes tons of pride stopping the run. That's where it all starts and ends with them, and you saw a great effort on that last play.
Ball is at the 41 as this defense tries to force the punt on 3rd and long. Feeling some heat. Takes a hit as he fires. That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down.
You just got to wonder, too, guys, if the crowd didn't impact the offense. They're playing on the road on the first 3rd down of this football game. Incomplete. The idea here, I think, just punt it away and see if you can regroup, because this environment is hostile.
The LSU Tigers offense has the ball for the first time. One thing to watch, can this guy get in the quarterback's head and make him take a peek at the rush, David?
Dang, Skippy, that's what you want to do. You want to make this guy a little bit more human and not as much of a game breaker at the quarterback spot. Get some pressure on him, hit him a few times.
He's one of the best quarterbacks in the country, but he can't hurt you if he's laying on his back, and this defensive end can put him there often.
And makes the tackle at the 23 after he got 10. From their own 23, it'll be 1st and 10. Caught over the middle. It's Harvin. Still on his feet at the 45. And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up. See if they can turn this drive into points. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. He's going to pass. Fires to the wideout. Soft spot in the middle. They've got the defense reeling right now with that big play to the 29. And yet another Bayou Bengal baller on the outside who can just go get it.
And if I'm a quarterback, man.
Deep shot for the end zone. And it falls incomplete, and the offense is lucky to have it. Defender right there almost had it in his grasp. After the quarterback and receiver failed to hook up, they'll try it again on 2nd down. Grabbed behind the line. It's Harvin. Tackled immediately after the catch.
Great job by the defense winning those early downs. Now you get them in a predictable situation. 3rd and long. You bring in more DBs, more speed, more fun blitz packages. You get to have a little fun, go get the quarterback.
They're close enough for a makeable field goal from the 26, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and long. He'll just keep slinging it. On the run, still looking. He's going to take off. And the defense had its hands full, but they finally wrestle him down short of the first down. If you don't convert on this 4th down, there will be questions about passing on the field goal try. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He'll take a shot. He snares it in the end zone. Touchdown, LSU! Well, I'm not sure who was closer to the receiver there, the defensive backs or us here in the booth.
That was great execution on offense. Receiver wins the route one-on-one, shows off his speed, gets himself wide open. There was no question where the quarterback was going to back up. Nice job.
And they did tack on the extra point. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. On the move from inside his 5. And the return man is stopped, and that'll leave it up to the offense on the next drive. Vanderbilt has it back and heading out to go on the attack. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attack them.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Boy, there wasn't much room to wiggle for that running back there.
None at all. Great job by the defense getting in the backfield quickly, closing up all the holes, nowhere to run.
From the gun, running back gets to give. They finally make the stop, but the big run is plenty to move those sticks for the first down.
All right, well, look, I know the defense was feeling real good about their run D coming into this one and how they've been playing up to this point, but finally, David, the offense breaks through and they finally generate something positive on the ground.
And I can't tell you how easy it is. When you're going to throw the ball consistently, and I know it, I'm going to pin my ears back and I'm going to get to the quarterback. It makes life really easy on the defensive line. But when you can have balance, now the defense doesn't know what's coming. They need more of this if they're going to be successful on offense.
And he's running in the open. And they got the defense on that one, and they get it to the 29-yard line. And the Commodores are in the hurry-up.
Well, after that last play, you can see how electrifying this guy is and how special he is after he makes the catch. If I'm on offense, I'm trying to find a lot of ways to get him touches in this game.
Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line. Really need to pick up some yardage this time on 2nd and long. Hall will throw it. He's got his man. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
Great job creating space. That's what you're supposed to do. When you get man coverage, you got to find a way to get a step, make it easy for your quarterback to read that leverage. And when he drags across the field, he could see he had him. He completes it for the first time.
And he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Commodores! Well, they started with horrible field position, but ended with perfect field position in the middle of the end zone.
It all comes down to execution, Reese. You've got to have guys going out and doing their jobs. You saw the offensive line up front. They were physical. Skilled players made it happen with the ball in their hands, and the quarterback really showed command on that last drive.
He'll call for the fair catch here. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
But it was a nice job in play calling, too, David, just giving the quarterback some easy looks and reads so he could go out and execute.
And he knew exactly where to go with the football. Everything looked really, really easy. He was hot. The ball was coming out of his hands. The defense better do something different.
Complete downfield. They make the stop, and that's how the first quarter will end. We played one, and we are right back where we started, all tied up after the first period as we take a look at the stats. That first quarter set the standard, and we hope we get a lot more of that here in the second. First down to start the drive after the break. They're going to run it to the right. They make the stop at the 37, but not before he's got 10 yards and the first down. How about that tough, hard-nosed running? Rich legacy of that at LSU. Reminds me of Charles Alexander.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I was a part of that legacy, Reese, on the other side when Justin Vincent rushed for over 200 yards in the SEC championship game, and that's what you see LSU. That's what I've always thought of watching them growing up, and you watch the way they...
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. The #1 job is to protect their quarterback, and they did not.
They did not. But my #1 job as a defensive lineman is to attack your quarterback and get him on the ground just like this, get in the sack, rattle this guy as much as you can, as many hits as possible on these quarterbacks.
The first down sack pushes the ball back for this long second down. An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time.
Delay of game. Offense.
There's a difference between being methodical and thorough and slow. They were slow, and they got the flag. Now on second down. Trying play action. Fires left. Makes a connection. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. The Tigers headed quickly to the line. Quarterback checking off. On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. He'll let one go down the right side. And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop. LSU getting set on 1st and 10. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. To the ground with the back. Knocked off his feet, but not before he picks up 6 yards down to the 10.
I like it. Just frustrate the defense. Get that 5 to 6 yards. Make them honor the run. Make them know that you're willing to run the football and run it effectively.
Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal. Running back goes in motion. Off play action. Might be looking to run. Had to get rid of it quickly. Couldn't find anywhere to throw the football, just got rid of it, and that's the #1 thing. Avoid disaster here. On 4th down, they'll throw for it. Looking to the end zone. And that pass intercepted.
And I tell you what, when defenses play zone, all eyes are on the quarterback. You have a zone to drop to, but you're setting on the quarterback, reading his eyes. Great job by the defense, understanding the ball was coming out, breaks on the football, goes and makes the INT.
Vanderbilt has the ball again, and here comes that Commodore offense. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense lost one deep down the right side. Oh, what a grab by the defense. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. And the senior just snatched the ball out of the air and gave it back to his offense. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Trying to get to it. Going to try to pop one on the screen. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup. And they'll come to the line with less than a yard to go. Wide receiver coming across in motion. On second down, looking to throw. Pressure. Unleashes one deep. Reels it in the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers!
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They score fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
lining up to add another. And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Nebraska is ahead in this one, but unlike the days of Tom Osborne, this has not been a blowout today in Lincoln. They're up by 7 over the Pandas. We are the eyes and ears of the college football fan, and we've got you covered all day here in studio, guys.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place, trying to help their defense. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front. Here comes the crowd trying to make it tough on 3rd and long. Power football with the run. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. The Commodores will try to pin them back with the punt. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. A huge return there, steps out of bounds, but man, did he put his team in great position. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. They're already in field goal range, but Jesse, they want to be aggressive, but they can't take a negative play.
Well, the play caller's got to look up and down his sheet here to find a shot to the end zone, David. Be aggressive and see if you can get a touchdown late.
Wow, knowing that I've got 3 in my back pocket. Don't force the ball into a bad situation, but they're definitely trying to get a touchdown.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Running to the left. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. They've got it down to the 3. Now it's 2nd and goal. On the option. He'll pitch it. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Just enough time for one final play in this half. They'll try to pound their way in. And the defense doesn't let him get loose, and that's going to wrap things up here in the half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Thanks, guys. Looks like we've got a terrific game from there in Death Valley. And we have to start this halftime breakdown by addressing the play of this elite wide receiver. This is clearly a young man who, once he's finished playing on Saturdays, he's going to be playing on Sundays. The kid has different gears. He has a knack for finding gaps in the defense. And I can't remember a college player with that kind of catch radius.
And the Commodores will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. Here's the return from inside his 10. And he did a good job bobbing and weaving and finding a little bit of running room on that return. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. They had this lead to start the third quarter because of the passing game. Didn't get a lot done on the ground.
They did, but the quarterback is in a rhythm. That was obvious in the first half. And so this first drive, you want to continue.
Nothing but green ahead. At the 30. Inside the 10. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. You're not going to keep the lid on this guy forever. Sooner or later, he's going to get loose.
He is. He's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. I mean, this dude can make plays. That's why you keep feeding it to him, because at some point, he's going to break it loose and make a huge play.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. They couldn't draw up a drive better than that one. Just gashed them for the big play in the running game. One snap, one touchdown. He'll start the return inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Vanderbilt has it back and heading out to go on the attack. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really, really quickly. They need to put something together here.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive, so they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this one.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Third down, and this offense is already in a world of trouble. They could really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Moving away from pressure. Got to protect the merchandise. Gets down without taking a hit. Commodores will call on their punt team. They'll put a stop to that return as he gets it up to the 41-yard line. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. After that last explosive running play, David, why not just try it again, right?
I mean, why not? Such a big, long, explosive run. You think, Jesse, maybe give it to him again? Or do you say, hey, QB, throw that thing out there?
I think you keep it on the ground, David. Honestly, I was watching the offensive line. They were fired up after that long touchdown run. You know they just want to go back out there again and get some push.
And it's really nice to have a workhorse running back that you know you can feed and get productive gain after gain. Now over 100 yards. You've already got some separation on the scoreboard. I would continue to feed this workhorse.
And he can find a receiver. Down he goes.
Defensive linemen live to get after the quarterback, to get sacks, to get by those big hog mollies up front on the offensive line and say, you taste dirt.
And it's knocked away. They'll give up the ball, failing to convert on 4th. Short fields make successful offenses just what they want here. Quick handoff. Oh, he got loose. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening.
Well, the defense knew coming into this one it was going to be a physical game. Guys are going to have to be great at the point of attack and get off blocks and make tackles. They couldn't stop the offense from picking up that first down on that run play.
And he'll have to check his fillings after that lick, but he did get the first down. Inside the 15, 1st and 10 from the 14. Hall to go up top. Snags it over the middle. How about this backer in pass coverage and bringing the big hit stick with him too. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. He's looking to throw. Makes the catch. And he will score. Touchdown Vanderbilt. Got to start cutting into this lead somewhere. Now the question, will they have enough time?
But that's step one. You got to get that first score. You got to get back in the ball game and get some of that momentum back on your side. You still got more work to do, but step one accomplished.
And with the extra point, they're down a touchdown, 21-14. The kickoff team out there getting set. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. We'll see if that failed 4th down in their own end last time, David, sort of curbed some of the aggressiveness.
Well, you hear about it all the time in football. Go for it. Be aggressive. The problem is when you get stopped, sometimes it puts you in a hole. And, Jesse, now the offense has to come out and respond.
They were real disappointed not getting that first down. You can see it.
And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9. Let's see how much they can get on 2nd and 9 from the 20. He's looking to throw. Get it out on the screen. At the 20, he's got space. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes, too. He is a versatile back.
Getting some heat. And the quarterback is snowed under.
And come on now, O-line, you got to take care of your quarterback. He takes care of you. He's the one who takes you to meals. He's the one that gets you those NIL deals. Everything happens through your quarterback. You got to keep him upright. That is your #1 priority.
Looking to buy time. He'll let it go down the right side. Makes the grab well past the sticks. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down.
Hey, man, that was just perfect execution offensively. On a 4th down like that, if you're going to throw a completion, get the first to keep the drive alive. QB's got to be great with his eyes. He's got to throw it on time. His target has to be in the perfect place at the perfect time, and you got to be able to haul it in. They checked all the boxes on that 4th down.
LSU with the 1st and 10 here. He wants to throw. He hurls one deep down the left side. Touchdown, Tigers! And they take it in for 6 more points.
And it's now the 2nd time this wide receiver has scored. Another outstanding job with the route. Great job securing the catch.
They'll try to add another to their lead. Oh, look at this. The kicker's going to run it. They're not going to get there, trying to sneak it in for the 2, and they'll get 0 instead. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Vanderbilt has the ball again, and here comes that Commodore offense. Last time they had it, they took it down the field for a touchdown. They can build some confidence that they could go back-to-back scoring drives here.
Yeah, and remember, it's not uncommon for offenses to find themselves as the game goes on. They had some things not go their way early, but they found something last drive, David. Let's see if they can build on it.
Yeah, you just pick and pick and pick until you find that place where you're like, okay, this is an advantage I have. They clearly found that, dude. They score here. We're in for a bump.
The freshman able to get home with the sack. Didn't make it any easier on themselves on 1st down. Now 2nd and long from the 21. Hall will throw it. He finds his man. Turns it on in midfield. He's into the open down the middle. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Doors!
And unbelievable timing with the quarterback and wide receiver. Get it to him in his hands, right on his frame where he can run after the catch and do some serious damage.
And that's why he's so dangerous, is because of that ability after the catch. For these DBs in this game, you've got to tackle the reception, because if you don't get him down, he's taking it to the house.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. The kickoff team on the field, and he ought to just boom this thing through the end zone with that extra 15 yards on the penalty. This will not be returnable as it sails out of the back of the end zone. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive,
trying to burn this defensive back. He's got it inside the 25. They'll finally put the brakes on him at the 3. A big throw, catch and run on that one. After that big play, they're trying to pay it off right on the goal line. They're going to run it. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Nice play by the defense, but now is a time they've got to be more consistent. They allowed this running back to go off in that first half, and moving forward now, they've got to try and take this running back away.
He's knocked down in the backfield, a swarming defense, and he'll lose 7. Big catches, big plays, tons of yards through 3 quarters for these two guys. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. They'll run it here on 3rd and goal. Showed off just about every move in the book, except the forward move, stopped for a short gain. A field goal here would make it a 2-possession game, but they elect to leave the offense on the field on 4th down. Goes to the option. He'll toss it. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown LSU! That one ought to give them firm control of this game, and they have gotten things going here, about to move to 4-1.
And how about this offense? A big situation on 4th and goal, and you trust your running back. You trust your offensive line. You trust the physicality of this unit, and they reward that trust, and they punch it in for 6.
Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the returner is stopped. Vanderbilt has it back and heading out to go on the attack. Hall to go up top. And he is snowed under. Sacked at the 7. They were trying to set up a screen. Instead, what they got was their quarterback putting paper and plastic and sack.
But how about the speed on defense with that rush? Getting to the QB so quickly. You're not expecting to get home on a screenplay like that, but man, the old saying, speed kills. You saw it right there. And no messing around right now if you're on offense. This is the time where execution has got to be at a premium. You need to hit completions, David. They need some big plays.
And you just want to keep pressuring them and keep making them use the clock. Give them the underneath stuff. And again, when they drive the football down the field, I just can't give up touchdowns. Field goal at this point is not going to hurt my defense.
And the Commodores will snap it on 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. He'll throw it. Fires to the big fella. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a 1st down. They want to get this defense on its heels.
I think if you're the head coach at this point, you're telling your offense, it doesn't matter what's happened up to this point of the game. Obviously, things haven't gone our way, but we have a chance to execute in a 2-minute situation and give ourselves a chance to win. Let's go do it one play at a time.
He got loose, almost housed it, finally dragged down at the 32.
How about the hit on the tight end there? They knew they had to bring the lumber on the big fella to bring him down, and they just blew him up.
He's got his man. Put it right on him. Sweet play, good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the 1st down. They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. And here's a fumble way behind the line. Picks up the ball and tries to make something of it.
Great job by the defense, forcing the fumble, but a bad, unfortunate bounce, and the offense pounces back.
Hall will throw it. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down. The Commodores want to move quickly. On 3rd and long, he'll have to turn it loose deep. Fires to the tight end. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the 1st down. Down in the 4th quarter, it's too late for empty possessions. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. A shot toward the end zone. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, and you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive because last drive he had way too much time to throw.
They're in control. The clock is their friend. You'd have to expect another run here on 2nd and 6. Pulls it and fires to the left. At the 45 on his way. And the tackle is made, but not before that completion gets them 30-plus. Timeout called by the defense. It's their first of the half as they'll go to the sideline and try to make adjustments. He'll toss it. Finds a crease at the 20. Touchdown, Tigers! And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. As they push that lead out, a really good opportunity to get back in the win column. These guys looking to put the finishing touches on this game with that score.
Yeah, I think you feel confident that ends it, right? Late in the game, it would take a miracle for the defense to get back in it. That miracle is no longer coming now.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up a full 3 touchdowns, a 21-point cushion in the 4th. They're lining up to boot it away. On the run from inside his own 5. And the returner will be knocked down. Vanderbilt has the ball again, and here comes that Commodore offense. Not a lot of hope here, down 3 possessions late.
No, and I love this part as a pass rusher because I'm just pinning my ears back, getting to the quarterback. I know it's a pass every single time. Palmer, I'm trying to pad my stats. I'm sure you're just trying to stay upright.
Well, we're definitely just trying to stay alive at this point, but you're also trying...
Can anyone catch him? He's at the 40. He's at the 20. Touchdown, Vandy. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Nice job by the offense going down the field, putting points on the board, but you're still down a couple possessions. Still need some good things to happen. You need your kicker to go over there and get warmed up. We need an onside. We need to score some points. We need a lot of things to go right to win this football game.
Ready to try the point after. Right down the boulevard. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
A lot of eyeballs on your game, guys, and a few on this interesting matchup as well. Florida State is currently ahead in this one, but unlike the days when Bobby Bowden walked the sidelines, this has not been a blowout today in Tallahassee. They're up by 7 over SMU. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Grabbed behind the line. It's Harvin. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. On 2nd down, will they go back to the ground game? He's looking to throw. Fires one high and deep. And here's the pick, and oh, did they need that right now. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
I definitely am trying to be a little bit conservative. I can't be cautious, but I want to be a little bit conservative. Up 2 possessions. The clock is my friend. I got the football. The worst thing I can do is throw an interception, turn the football over, stop the clock, give them the ball back at an opportunity like this.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are, you're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now if you're the...
And the freshman will chalk up a sack. Got to get to the line quickly for this 3rd down play. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Fires and picked off. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
That should be the nail in the coffin. What a great break on the football. Getting the big turnover. You got the lead. Now just go out there, be smart on offense, and run that clock.
Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Defense showing plenty of pre-snap movement of their own. Going to work in the red zone, they can pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Caught in the backfield, it's Harvin. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening. And while the game is all but decided, why not try to get another one if you can? That's part of the fun, right? Got it behind the line. It's Harvin. That completion has them right on the doorstep. They'll mark it at the 1. And the Tigers in the hurry up. Caught in the backfield. It's Harvin. Touchdown LSU! And they take it in for 6 more points. That one ought to give them firm control of this game, and they have gotten things going here, about to move to 4-1.
Man, you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
Here comes the 2-point try.
Freedom. 29 Philly. 2-9.
Snap in the shotgun. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. Into the end zone for the 2-point conversion as they extend the lead. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. It was capped off by a 1-yard touchdown pass. The kickoff team takes the field to boot this one away. On the move from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. First down for this offense. Hall to go up top. Good job to avoid the negative play and just get rid of that thing.
And this is just one of those days, man, where everything has gone wrong, right? Like they just haven't been in a rhythm. They haven't got it going and never built the momentum. This is one of those days that you learn from, you try to grow from. A lot of things that we're going to show in the film room that people aren't going to like, but hopefully you can learn from it and do better next time.
Right back to the air on 2nd and 10. That pressure got to him, and he just had to chuck it out of bounds.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this week.
And down he goes, and that's going to do it. Didn't have much of a chance there. The defense puts an exclamation point on this one. Well, this one had all the suspense of a bug hurtling his way toward a windshield, and they did splatter them. An absolutely dominating performance.
You've got to give the coaching staff a ton of credit. They obviously had their guys ready to play and motivated right from the opening kick. All 3 phases we saw, just spectacular football. No mental mistakes, David. You really can't play better than that.
Nah, it's really fun to do this. Come out and just dominate opponents. Start from finish. Nothing to worry about. You just know you're better. You're going to do you, put up a bunch of points, and win by a lot of points.
That's going to do it for us from here. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.